Hi, I'm just going to do a little practice video real quick, and maybe I'll actually upload it, we'll find out. But basically, I want to kind of start over with resonance theory, not actually, but just in the way I'm formatting it, where I want to start with kind of the idea of hunger and capacity as kind of kind of fundamental parts of it, as opposed to the original quad system of things. And so what we have is we have resonance, which is basically the collection of subjective experience, emotions, all that jazz. And then you have hunger, which is kind of the absence or pressure, is kind of a smaller part of it. And then capacity and also energy being kind of your ability to achieve your hunger. And then you have things like normalization over in here, where, okay. So basically you have the resource, you have the need, and you have the ability to get the thing. So if you were like, I'm trying to get well, let's use the economy example. You have money, you have money, you have cost, and you have profit. That's basically all these are. Is there is a certain amount of cost you have to being a human. There is a certain amount of gain you can get from doing various things. And then there's the thing that you are trying to get, which is, in this case, resonance. The resonance feeds these different types of hunger. That loneliness is not a thing that can be objectively solved. It is a feeling that you have to hit particular tuning forks depending on the person. I guess this actually makes way more sense than I thought it would. That you're trying to solve the loneliness, the hunger of loneliness, using the resonance of connection, and depending on how good you are at connecting, depending on how much energy you need to exert to get said connection and sustain said connection, then you can feed your hunger. But if you're not careful, and you kind of overindulge, then you can kind of normalize to too much, and then it becomes a problem. I'm really happy with that. I didn't think I would be as happy with that as I am. And it's ugly as hell. And it probably doesn't make sense. But I think it's a way easier way to conceptualize it. I'm glad that I kind of pulled these two up to the level of this, because I think things like mass are really interesting in the system. And the value systems is obviously important. And what was the last thing? So basically you have your money column, your cost column, and your profit column. And I think this is a lot easier way to make sense of what resonance theory is functionally. In terms of why it exists or why it's useful for you to learn, I still don't know how to explain it, but I still believe it's really useful to know, because it is a way of explaining a lot of particular things, such as why you like the things you do or why you take the actions you do. Oh, also, pseudo choice is somewhere in here. But yeah, good stuff. That was surprisingly fast. I didn't expect it to be. Anyway, have a good day.